Hi, this is Rose McDonough, and I am a retired home ec teacher. And today we're having a picnic. It's May 9th and it's snowing outside. You won't be seeing this on May 9th. You'll be seeing it days later. So we're going to have an indoor picnic, but you still need things like fruit. And so last night I went ahead and I put together and I made a fruit salsa. You're thinking, isn't this the time you usually show us how to do things? Well, I do. The fruit salsa is easy peasy. It's the other part of it that I want to make sure that you know how to do. To my fruit salsa, you can add kiwi, you can add bananas, any of those kind of things. I didn't choose to do that. What I chose to do is I took a Gala apple. You can use a Golden Delicious apple. I wouldn't suggest using a Granny Smith because those are really hard apples. But I peeled them and I chopped them. And I just chopped them into my food processor. So to the apple, I also added those cute little Clementine oranges. I think they're so adorable. I used 2 of those oranges. I put in a container of strawberries, washed them, hulled them, put those in. I did some blueberries. I can't really tell you how much because I had to use blueberries for something else. So let's say one of those clamshells, I used about a half of the clamshell. If I had to pick, I'd say maybe 4 ounces, and I used about 4 ounces of raspberries. I saved a few to put on the top because, you know, Brooke already took pictures to show you how pretty they are. I added something weird to it. I added some brown sugar to it, and I also added just a scoop, and I used a tablespoon. A regular tablespoon, not a measuring tablespoon, but a regular tablespoon, and just scooped it in and dropped it in and mixed it up. And then we refrigerated this. And it's going to look like this. So it's a little bit thicker. But it looks beautiful. And I don't want to get real crazy because, you know, I'm serving this to people later. But I want to be able to show you what I'm doing with it. We're going to go ahead and make our own chips to dip into our salsa. And I'm going to Zorro over here. And then I'm going to lay out a couple of flour tortillas. That's all I have going on here. And I'm going to spray them up again. Once I spray these up, I'm going to use my pastry brush and just brush around them. And I need to take something and cut this up. I'm using a pizza cutter. Everybody should have a really cool pizza cutter like that. I like to use my pizza cutter for a lot more things than just pizza. In fact, sometimes I don't even use it for pizza. I have cinnamon and sugar. And I'm going to go ahead and just sprinkle some cinnamon and sugar on top of these to really make them taste yummy. I make cinnamon and sugar all the time, mix it up, and just have it. Let's say I'm eating an apple, and for some reason the apple didn't turn out as good, wasn't as sweet as I thought it should be, or for whatever reason it just doesn't taste as good. I might use a little container, put some of my cinnamon and sugar into it, and go ahead and eat it, dipping it in. So that's why I have cinnamon and sugar ready to go all the time. Now that I've done this, I want to go ahead and cut these. I'm just going to quickly cut them into thirds. My timer is telling me that my oven, that was 375, and I have these in. I always start with 8 minutes and then check for 10, that possibly they should be done. So let me just get the rest of these cut up and ready to go so we can put another batch in the oven. Once we get the batch in, they'll need a minute or longer to crisp up. Once they crisp up, we're going to eat them with our salsa. If you want to, you're having some kind of a, I don't know, tortilla soup or something, you may want to do is do the same thing, and to that, you might say, you know what, I think I'm going to take these, I'm going to spray them with some olive oil, I'm going to put some cumin on them, some chili powder, something really good like that, cut them into strips, and then you can put them on top of your soup, whatever you want to do. You can do a lot of things with tortillas besides just eat some tacos. So let me check these out. We have our chips, we're ready to go, our first batch of chips. I didn't layer these up with as much brown sugar, cinnamon. I definitely did for that next batch. And Maggie, since the picnic is for her today because she is now a UT graduate, University of Toledo graduate. Phew, got another kid off of my payroll. So she's going to go ahead and she's going to taste the salsa because this is something she really likes.
Can I get enough?
I don't know, you could use a spoon. Oh, apparently it needs a little bit more. All right, so it passes the taste test. $3.75. Start checking it around 7 minutes because they crisp up very quickly. About 7 minutes, 8 minutes, depending on your oven. You might have to go 10 minutes. Thanks so much. This is Rose McDonough, and I'd like to do a shout out to my friend Jan Cole, who not only liked the homemade macaroni and cheese, but made it and messaged back to me how wonderful it was. Thanks, Jan. I appreciate the feedback. Have a good day. We're going to enjoy our picnic.
Go Maggie!